All right, one sec, guys. Gonna set things up here. 2 to 3. That was really hard to do. Whew, deep breaths, guys. It's the finals for the OlimoLeague. If you're just tuning in, it's a best of 7, and we're close to the end. Spawning here in the top left corner of the map, playing for the team MVP. It's gonna be the red Protoss player, YongHwa. In the bottom right corner of the map, playing for Dead Pixels, it's the blue Protoss player True. And guys, because I almost fear not enough people are gonna hear about this, and I heard about this a little bit late, admittedly so. In front of how many people got tuned in right now? I'm sure this number will change. 7,000! We got 7,000 people live on stream at the moment. No BS here, one sec. I want to give a big shout out to Mother Flippin' Livy B for getting Grandmaster. Woo! I'm sure she'll probably see the VOD of this and not really care, but Livy B is a very nice person, a good friend, and apparently she hit Grandmaster at some point this morning, so one of the few females to ever actually be Grandmaster. Oh, Rivka's female. That's all cringe. Gamergate hashtag. No, but seriously, congratulations to Livy B. That's awesome. Whether it's a guy or girl, a friend of mine hit Grandmaster this morning, and I think that's fantastic. But while we hop into this game, and while it opens up with what is a forge, thus possible cannons, thus possible hatchery block, like we've seen every game so far, I want to talk about the OlimoLeague, guys. Again, this tournament is brought to you by you guys. I have the pleasure of casting with Zombie Grub every Saturday morning. We sometimes have a Polish caster named Emil and a French caster named Yogo join us. And we couldn't do this without you guys. This tournament is, of course, adminned by Olivia, aka OlimoLeague, the Axiom manager. She has a lot of contacts with these players. She gets them involved. She makes sure to take care of them as well and run these brackets every single week. This wouldn't be possible, though, without the Patreon program. Still trying to put this hatchery down. It does actually land it. Nice. The Patreon program, to explain it really quick, TLDR, it's almost like subscribing to a channel here on Twitch, but you get to pick the amount, and you get to subscribe to the tournament. By doing so, you actually put money into the tournament as a prize pool for the players, as payoffs for those of us involved trying to cast / admin / I guess schedule things for Olivia's side of things. I mean, realistically, guys, we couldn't do this without you. And I mean, you can choose. There's the evolution chamber block. You can choose how much you want to put in weekly. Do me a favor, at least check it out, even if you got no money to spare, because you can see outlined very nicely where all the money goes. Olivia's very transparent about it. She wants to make sure that you guys are getting your bang for your buck. But yeah, very little in production right now because both players are kind of just being ridiculous right now, I guess, is the best way I can describe that. We'll see how far this goes. I think for YongHwa, though, I don't know. Every time this has happened, it's gone sour for him, right? Gets an Overlord killed. That's unexpected. But every time we've seen this so far, you know, there's been the hatchery block, and the evolution chamber block, and the wasting bind lost timing, and then the gas steal comes. But I think the key difference is, unlike other games at this point, it's actually taken, like, he didn't actually lose a ton of mining. This was dealt with relatively quickly. In the past, this has gone on for much longer. He's still potentially going to cannon over here. Oh, this is so ballsy. Okay, I'm getting a little excited because he can wall this off and make sure that this doesn't get too well handled by Lings, but he's got to be careful in the timing of this. If he puts the cannon down too soon, and I think he has, Chu will be alerted to what's going on and be able to deal with this. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how much these cannons get away with it. I mean, 2 cannons is still gonna be a pain. 3 cannons is gonna be a real pain to deal with. Okay, well, 3 cannons versus the 3rd. This times out pretty perfectly. I thought he had put this down too soon, but I guess that build's pretty sick. Because he can't actually deal with this, sadly. Now, he's already trying to chip down these rocks and move towards the 3rd over here, which will be really nice, but it'll take some time. But yo, this is an odd situation for True to be in, because he's been in the one. He's controlled all of these games from start to finish, even the one he's lost. Or even the 2 games he's lost, rather. He's been the one who's been in control for the most part. YongHwa's been trying to get away with cheeky tactics, sneaky tactics. These tactics are the other. And I'm wondering if... Last time we saw him on this map, he did the triple Stargates. And I really think that was leaning more towards the macro play, and he didn't want to worry about getting caught off guard by Mutalisks or the Broodlord swap for Tempest. This time around, though, he doesn't go for that faster third. So I don't know if he'll still repeat the triple Stargates. It was a cool move, but for the first time in this whole series, YongHwa deals some very serious damage to True. Now, yes, it costs more money to build these 3 cannons on a pylon than it does to build 1 hatchery, but it denies mining. It shuts down larva for quite a bit of time. A minor supply block, I guess, if you want to refer to it like that. I mean, hatchery doesn't really bring a whole lot to the party, but interesting to see the way this has started out. Definitely different than every other game we've seen so far, and I think it's the first time YongHwa was actually being able to actually accomplish anything through the cannons, really. But there's no gold bases for True to take this time, no double golds to throw the game with. And as +1 weapons finish up, a couple more gateways come down, so 4 gates of pressure off 2 bases with +1 is kind of what this timing ends up being, but I feel like if he throws in a couple more gateways, this becomes much, much, much more deadly. And we'll shut that link out of the base too. Let's see, what does True see at this point? Yeah, pretty much everything he needs to. Hasn't seen those gateways in the main, but I mean, to be honest, when you see a third being taken, you kind of know a Protoss player is doing it if they've got the ability to take it. Very rarely will someone dive forward like this. I think Puck takes the earliest thirds I've ever seen versus Zerg. He took like a 6-minute one versus Scarlet and actually won that game on Nimbus. But for the most part, if it's around 9 minutes, you're going to have to assume the reason that the third is delayed is because you spent that money on gateways or something. So we're not going to see that Ling Flood coming anytime soon. He does establish his own third while this is going on, and will eventually have to, of course, take care of this fourth. Very irritating that he has to do so, of course. Man, I mean, I want to say I don't like the melee upgrades. I kind of wish we'd see True for one time play more towards, like, say, Swarmhost, Roach, Hydra, Vipers, or something, but melee upgrades have been okay. I would never say that these Lings have been doing, like, monumental damage. That last game was a perfect example of how Lings can actually be completely garbage. But again, that was a weird game, so maybe don't take too much context from that. But still, this transitions to the late game really well. So the fact that he's taking melee upgrades over range weapon upgrades already tells me, like, hey, True's shooting for the late game. He's looking to those Ultras. He's looking to those Brood Lords. He's looking to those Infestors. He's not planning to possibly end the game here. But YongHwa is. Now, he's got this really sick pylon already placed on this side of the field. He's got a lot of sentries coming with his attack. And like I said before, guys, in that last time he all-in, it wasn't the gateways or the stalkers that mattered. It was the sentries that he did not have. This time, he's on 8 gates. He's already got that pylon down. Who needs to reinforce this? He's even got it protected. Walled in behind the mineral lines with 3 cannons with DPS. There's no Wailing sneak behind this. This has completely caught True off guard. Yes, Roaches are coming out right now, but the Lings don't have speed. Roaches don't have speed. He could force field this ramp in the main. He could actually walk up this ramp in the main, kill everything, and recall out. Oh man, this is I feel like YongHwa could do so much with this attack right now, and this should actually be game ending. The +1 makes these Zealots so much better against the Lings. Being able to 2-shot them instead of 3-shotting is almost like an attack speed boost instead of an attack damage boost. But Force Field's going down. The Roaches still sneak around a good chunk of this. Force Field's, the Sentries have got to back up. Zealot's still standing strong, though. He took care of those Zerglings like nobody's business, and that's what the upgrades are invested into, not these Roaches. So as he continues forward here, all he has to do is warp in minor amounts of Zealots to deal with this. Not even needing to do that just yet, because he's got so many left alive. The Probe's probably going to try and sneak by and go to the main, I imagine. Nope, it's actually going to die here underneath the Overlords. Maybe? Yeah, it goes down. Actually, I think a drone just killed that probe. We'll have to go through the replay to check, but YongHwa dealing a ton of damage with this attack. He's about to lose the Mothership Core. This really sucks, but he's got that snowball going. 40 army supply over 29. +1 weapon upgrade is going to just make him annihilate everything. He's intentionally not killing the hatchery because he doesn't want Broodlings to spawn on his stalkers. Not until the Roaches are dealt with. So, this is pretty much over, though. I mean, there's hype and all that, guys, but I mean, he's just got Lings coming out. YongHwa might be caught with a lot of stalkers, but all he has to do is warp in a couple of sentries and maybe like 4 Zealots, and he deals with all these Zerglings. There you go, start warping the Zealots, yeah. Oh, this is not looking good. But for you guys, the fans, it is. Because this means that if YongHwa wins, we go to Game 7. And it'll be True's map pick for the last map. So yeah, definitely not looking to go to those triple Stargates to answer that question I guess I had asked earlier. Definitely wanted to end this game before taking it too late into it. True, kind of hoping he could get away with a long game here, but not the case. Not with those melee upgrades. Force field's coming down, trying to keep those lings back. They work as a really nice shield against this. And when he lost his third, he took another base over here. Sorry, we've been so focused on this army, but I don't know if this extra base is enough to keep him in this game. Yes, on one hand it's mining, but it's not helping him produce anymore. 74 army supply, 76 army supply over 48. It's cut off in the back by a couple of these lings. Again, we're seeing the power of +1 melee upgrades, but still, there's not enough of them to really abuse this. I mean, this is the longest I've ever seen an all-in take to win, but it should still win the game, I feel. Force field on that ramp, maybe? Nope, doesn't even need it. GG is called, and YongHwa will take this to map number 7. Tied up now 3-3.